is up, guys? Good evening. Truth and transparency. What's today? Thursday? Today's Wednesday? Thursday? Who knows? I believe it is August 7th, 2025. Okay, really quick here. Gonna start off with a bang. Nobody will show you it. Nobody will tell you about it. First of all, this video, okay, I believe that this video is the clip that was used at the grand jury as an exhibit. This was what was leaked to Dateline. This is not what this is not how this was put together. So number one, that's what I think about this video. It's absolutely horrible. So therefore, me spending the time on it that I'm going to, it's going to be minimal, but it's going to blow shit out of the water. First of all, we're going to fast forward here, and we're going to start right here at 4:17. Okay, actually, I want to show you. Okay, actually, we're going to go to 4:18, 19. Okay. $4:19 and 51 seconds. Okay, I want you to look over here. Do you guys see? I'm gonna take myself out of the equation, and okay, over here I want you to look all the way to the right, and I want you guys to see that white SUV. You see that white SUV that's parked? It is actually on the corner, so it's like on the other street. It's right after the intersection there. You see it. It's white. I want you to pay attention right up above this vehicle, and to the left of it, you guys see how that light is on at that house over there? Well, I want you to look just to the right of the lights that's on there, and what you're going to see is you're going to see a reflection of a light that's from the source of a vehicle, okay? And this happens before the speeding car goes away. So right here at 4:19, 4:59, right there. You see that? I paused it. You see how that came on? That's a reflection. Okay. See that flickering? And now it's about to go out. You see that? Okay. Now watch. I'm going to back it up one more time. Over here. Zoom in. It's at 4:19, and it's 33, 35, 36. Pay attention over there in that area. Right when it's going to get to 4:20 in like 3 or 5 seconds. See that? Okay. See, does everybody see that over there? If you're going to watch now again, you're going to see how the light actually starts and appears on like right in front of kind of like the white SUV or whatever you want to call that vehicle. And you can see that the light, it like expands in the beginning, and then it gets, it's smaller, like that little dot right there. Okay. That 100% is before. Okay, that's happening. That is not from like the house, somebody at the home turning on a light in the house or anything like that. That is from the outside, a light outside reflecting off of it. Okay. Now, again, I'll show it one more time. I don't need to slow anything down. It's really, really just, you guys all should have your phones. Turn the, get out of the, don't be in the chat. Get out of the chat. Turn your phone sideways. Okay. And look up over here where the white vehicle is, up over here to the right. And at the 4:20, in about 3 or 5 seconds, you're going to see a light source that is coming from a vehicle. And it's right now we're at 4:19 and like 45, 46. Keep looking. Here we go. We're almost to 420. Right there. Now, if it's on your TV, that's even better because it's bigger. Better. And right where I pause it right there, you can still see that little dot over there. Now, where do the cops always park when they come around? I'm going to explain something. If you were to run out of that house and you went down the stairs in front of the 111, in front of the house, if you go down, you remember when the house got demolished and the Brian Enton stairs, he showed you guys how you could walk up and you'd be right in front of the house. Okay, you know those stairs? You can go right down those stairs and then you would go to the left. Okay, and you would be, you have a little bit of a ways to get to the actual street of Taylor. Okay, but you can then cut across to the left and get over there to where you would be getting into a vehicle. Okay. And the timing of this is really significant. It's significant, Harris. So if I pause it perfectly right here at 4, right there. It's at 4:20 and like 1 second. Right there, I got a little bit of it. Anyways, just go watch it. Go watch it, and you're going to see over and over and over that's somebody either opening up a car door, and then the dome light from inside of it is glaring off of it. Somebody getting in and possibly flicking on the lights really quick, and then they come off. So anyways, but right before you see that little dot that ends up staying there for a second, you could see the lights illuminate bigger. Anyways, I wanted to point that out. Nobody has pointed that out, and I think it's significant because what happens right here after is if you're talking about possibly a tandem, if you're talking about multiple people, if you continue to watch that light source, there it is. See all that stuff right there? It's like could possibly be like even like a car that's kind of like sideways if it was in the parking lot right behind that. But then what ends up happening here is it goes. See, now the light is completely gone, and it gets right into the car that's going to be speeding away. Okay. All right. So we're going to come back to this here in just a second. Hector. I did a lot of research all last night and all today on this home or this like iPro crap. And okay, first thing I need to point out is on November 13th, he writes up his report. This is Snyder. He took all the pictures. He writes up his report the same day. So once it's in, it's in. 1859. So that is 6:59 p.m. 11:13. He says that I spoke with the residents at 1112 King Road. This person informed me that they had a camera facing the west of the address that they believed captures a portion of the road. They first provided me with the SIM card out of the camera. They first provided me with a SIM card of the camera. However, they could not get it to work, and neither could I. They gave me the username and password to the camera. I informed Detective Mowery of the information, and they gave me permission to access the camera for the footage and record the necessary surveillance video. I cleared the scene at about 17:49. So on November 13th, Mowery is given this information, and that means that he would have had the username and the password. Okay. Now, okay. On now, Mowery, without ever seeing this man's report. Okay. Report 22. On November 15th. So nowhere in reports 1 through 22 do they feature Lawrence Mowery saying that he has received any of this this information as far as the username and the password, which is really, really important. Okay. Because when you have the username and the password, you're actually going to be getting on from your app or a PC. Okay. And the amount of control I'm going to show you that you will have to be able to do things once you have, like, you're the owner of it. Okay. So here, Mowery states that on November 15th, he received an email from Steve Goncalves, the father of Kaylee, stating that he had access to some of Kaylee's messages, phone calls. Steve stated it would have blank, 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 have Alevia contact him, blah, blah, blah. I was able to speak to Alevia, and she sent me various files, including an image from the spokesman review showing a camera on a nearby residence, text messages between Kaylee and Jack, text messages between Kaylee and the Uber, a recent phone call list, and video from the grub truck. So squeezing in there is the spokesman review. The picture, like, hey, there's this camera over there. Do you know about it? There's like this light bulb camera. Do you know about it? I attached these files to the case file. The communication between Kaylee, blah, blah, blah. Let me get to this. In the image showing the camera, it was found that residence was at 1112 King Road. The SD card from the camera was brought to the Moscow Police Department, but was the file system of the card was not recognized by any of the forensic computers. The card was returned to the owner and reinstalled into the camera. Now, this is why this is so fucking crazy big. He writes this on 11/17 at 5:19 p.m. He then proceeds to say that on November 17th, so that's November 15th, all of that's November 15th. Does he put anywhere on this report that on November 13th, he was provided with the user name and the password? Does he put that anywhere here on the 13th? Okay. No, he doesn't, right? So on November 17th, 2022, Officer John Rosinski recontacted the owner of the camera via phone, stated that she was out of town, but sent a video to Rosinski showing a figure walk to the dumpster and appear to look inside. To preserve any potential evidence on the camera, I asked this person if we could seize the entire device, including the SD card, to which she stated yes. You can continue to read, stated that they would not be back in town until November 28th. Okay. And period. What else does he put here at the end? I directed this person to contact me when she returns to her residence, at which time I will attempt to connect the camera back to her Wi-Fi router and view video from the device. What? You have the camera? Next. After realizing that, oh shit, Snyder put in his report that he gave me and that I've had since November 13th, the user login and password, right? Mowery then on 11/19, so that was written up that you guys just read on 11/17. Now on 11/19, this is his report. On November 13th, 2022, I was informed of a possible surveillance camera located at 1112 King Road. This is fucking sick. Wait, what? Wouldn't if Alevia reaches out to you and Steve reaches out to you on the 15th, wouldn't you say, "Oh yeah, I got that information on the 13th"? He realizes that, oh shit, fuck whore. Oh no, Snyder put it in his report that he gave me the intel. So look at what he now does in this report. On November 13th, I was informed of a possible surveillance camera located at 1112 King Road. Snyder had spoken with one of the residents at this location. This person who had a camera using the Home Eye Pro app on the porch of their dwelling. Snyder provided me with the username and password for the Home Eye Pro account associated with blank. I asked Snyder if this video was stored on a cloud-based system for me to view, or if this resident could download a copy of the video. The fuck? What are you talking about? So I was like, wait, he's so full of shit. If you're provided with the username and the password. So what you do is you download the app on your phone. And then as soon as you were to get in by entering the username and the password, you have access like it was your own. You can delete whatever you want. There's actually more things that you can do. You can you can manually change the time. You can click so that it syncs to your router. You can click to manually change the time. More importantly, why wouldn't this have been in your 11/17 report when you just had talked about this? Why are you writing up a new report? Remember, in the image showing the camera back 2 days ago, it was found that the residence was at 1112 King Road. It was found. The SD card from the camera was brought to the Moscow Police Department, but the file system of the card was not recognized by any of the forensic computers. So basically, the way that this would have been stored originally, how I see it, is that if I toggled with something after the fact, but somebody had already downloaded it before I had toggled with it, that first version of it could never see the light of day. You guys understand that? So it's like, where's this evidence? Oh, chain of custody is a big thing too. We're going to get into that. So he's saying that Snyder's saying that they attempted to try to look at this SD card and the SIM card, but they couldn't. Okay. And I was like, well, SIM card, SD card. Okay. Are we talking about the same thing? And then I said, okay, well, the way that Snyder's report's written is, again, this is on November 13th. He doesn't say that he took this to the Moscow Police Department. They gave me the username and password to the camera. But before that, he says, they first provided me with the SIM card out of the camera. However, they could not get it to work, and neither could I. Where did you do this? They gave me the username and password. Now, there's two different pictures out there. There's one where the camera has been taken out, and there's a picture of it. And then the camera is back in, and then there's a picture, and it's actually after the date of the camera being taken out. But going back to this, Mowery, it should have just been so simple to say all of this on November 13th when you wrote your report, or if you wrote your report on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, when you had the opportunity to write this on the 17th, you don't talk about ever getting the code or anything like that until you realize I have to write this up on the 19th and talk about this now because Snyder put in his report. So on November 17th, right here, I was provided a 32 gig SD card from the camera. From who? When? When were you provided this? And from who? But the file format was not recognized by any of my forensic computers and prompted me to format the disk. What? Wouldn't you write this in your last report? Corporal Snyder informed me blank could screen capture the video from her phone. And the card was returned to them. The original card. It was then returned to the owner. He's saying he returned this card to the owner to enable her to assist in the acquisition of the data. What? On November 17th, I requested the assistance of Officer Johnny here at Rowinski. So remember, here he writes his report 2 days before this one. And so he's writing his report on the 17th, not talking about any of that shit. He was going to not mention it until he realized that Snyder had put in the fucking paperwork that Lawrence Mowery had access through a username and a password. You would never write a report and just totally skip what the hell you really did on a day, only to then say, okay, here, after I told, why are you telling us in a report 2 days before this how you sent Johnny Rowinski? This is what you just told us this. On November 17th, Officer Johnny Rowinski recontacted the owner. What? On November 17th, I requested the assistance of Officer Johnny Rowinski to recontact the owner and see if she could provide the video from the camera. Officer Rowinski contacted the person who stated that they were in Boise and would be back November 28th, 2022. You just wrote all of this down before in your last report. Officer Rowinski, look at how this is worded. Officer Rosinski, and then it says the person's name, who's the resident. Officer Rosinski, and let's just say Chaz, sent him a video of a male subject walking by the camera at approximately 3:20. 3:20. Walking by the camera at approximately 3:20, that says. Toward the dumpster on Officer Rosinski. Look at this. Towards the dumpster. On Officer Rosinski contacted me, and I spoke to the owner and requested permission to remove the camera from the residence, and she consented. What the fuck? On November 17th, he just 2 days ago wrote up a report saying that on November 17th, that he was going to, hey, whenever you get back into town on November 28th, okay, to preserve any potential evidence on the camera, I asked Blank if we could seize the entire device, including the SD card. What? Based on my training and experience, I know many of the different video surveillance cameras use a first in, first out storage retention system. This means the newer data overwrites the older data. I was concerned data may be lost the longer the camera continued to record footage. I requested assistance from Officer Aaron Morris. Guess what? There is no report by Officer Aaron Morris as this concerns. I looked for 2 hours last night. I requested assistance from Officer Aaron Morris to go to the residence and unscrew the camera from its location. The camera screws into a common light bulb base commonly found on the patio / porch / the fixtures. Officer Morris returned a short time later with the camera and the SD card. Well, I'm totally confused here. I'm totally confused as to why none of this was just wrote on 11/17, right? When you wrote this report up. 1792 in 10 seconds. All of this about on the 13th, would have happened already. You know that you got this password. And so the point of what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is that Mowery is trying to make it seem like he didn't have access to view anything, just like he made it seem like he didn't have access to view Linda Lane. Okay, which we're going to talk about some more about that. Danny Vargas basically ran cover for this whole fucking bullshit and acting like she's getting things, and this is the first time that they would have had X, Y, and Z. All right. Well, in fact of the matter is that Detective Mowery literally had the password and the user sign-in for both Linda Lane and 1112. Well, I want to know if you can you just delete clips that you didn't want in there? Could you change the time? Like what could happen here? And then if the SD card, where is it? Why would they release this stupid video? This stupid video. That video is so dumb that got released. That video is 100% an exhibit that was used at the grand jury. Like, I'll put But here's a question now for you. At 350, you know that figure that we see on Linda Lane at 350? It would be a hell of a lot easier to find that figure on November 15th, okay, on the Linda Lane camera, right? If you knew on November 15th that at 3:51 and 51 seconds that there was a figure on the cameras on 1112. And how would you know that? Well, these people seem to think that it was at 3:20 that there was a person by and walking towards the dumpster. 3:20. Now I'm going to show you guys that if you go back to this video, this is why Ann Taylor was saying that this is totally not admissible. If you go to 3:20 or 3:51, what time is that one? Oh God, what the fuck? All right, so 3:46, car pulls in. Remember when Payne, in his report, he said he wanted to walk around and see the route that Molly walked? You guys remember when Officer Payne writes, I want to know, he was like, wanted to walk this route that Molly walked? You guys, it wasn't just down in front of this camera, okay? No. It would time up pretty perfectly. That Molly would be at 3:51 and 51 seconds right down here. Why in the world would you ever walk right here? And put yourself on camera right there. Like literally just enough that you're putting yourself on that camera, right? But before this, either Molly's the figure at 350 all the way over there, okay? Or Molly would have had to come in contact with the 350 person from Linda Lane, okay? Now, there's a lot of chatter back and forth. Did the 350 person on Linda Lane come from an apartment right over there? Did they come from Taylor? Did they walk up through the Whites? Or were they in a vehicle? Okay. And Mark B is determined to say that it is somebody that's getting out of a vehicle. And I said, well, you know what that means? That would mean that that person waited and waited and waited because they're not seen at all from midnight all the way, that they would just have gotten out of a vehicle they would have had to be in for a very extended time. But from where that figure is on the Linda Lane walking and to walk right down here, that'll take you, that'd be like a 2-minute walk. So if Suge Tits gets out of her car at, I don't know, 3:47, but how we don't see anybody going that way. Okay. And so this is what Payne, I think, is trying to wrap his mind around is, well, fuck, we have this figure at 350, and how does Molly not collide or see this person if she's where she would have been? And there's only like one of two things: is either she did see the person and she's just saying that she didn't. She's claiming that maybe the person that she saw was actually on foot and not in a car. The person that she describes, or they would have had to then go walk into an apartment right over there. When I say over there, it'd be like in between. You only have so many to pick from, and I'm confused why Molly, if you're the DoorDash, why aren't you just using your application to say, hey, I'm here? Now, also, Molly says that when she first pulls in, that she pulls into the driveway at first, and then she goes around back, you know? But when she first pulls in the driveway, um, oh, there's something else I want to point out. Do you see how that's not lit up over there? It's not like it's a motion activated light over there in front of the white SUV. So I eliminated that even being a possibility for if anybody wants to be saying that that's not some light over there that's motion activated. Now you would look at this house that's straight on, dead on, and look at the house that's like straight in front of us, and there's the door. Now go to the right and go to the window that's on the second level, furthest to the right, and watch that. Right there. Okay. Um, they consider that as that she's pulling into like the driveway. I disagree. I think that's a quick brake check, and then she's turning to go actually up the hill. But we can continue to check this out. Hold on, right there. Oh, son of a bitch. Did you guys see the lights? All of the lights. Right after Molly does this, right there at 3:47 and like 8 seconds. I'll try to stop it. I'll go a little slower. Right there. um, there's headlights back there. Um, and they think it's just somebody going back and forth like this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. think that's speculation. I don't know what to say. Like, that's really speculative without having the Linda Lane camera footage. The other side. Okay, so I want to point out that if Molly would have actually pulled into the driveway, and then she said she pulls into the driveway at first, and that's when she witnessed a girl that was in the top level, long hair, whatever, ducking. If you're paying attention, I don't see any lights that if Molly had to back out, I find it hard to believe that those lights again would not flash onto that house, and they don't. So I disagree. There's a car coming back. They say the car's coming back. So I disagree that Payne's even able to make that assumption that Molly pulled into the driveway the first time. And I think he's just saying that because that's what she said, right? If he's writing down what she said that when she first got there that she pulled into the driveway. I don't think that Molly did that at all. That's not what it shows. You don't see those lights. Now here's at 3:50 and 29 seconds, right behind the house is lights from like a, headlights. And like that. I'm not listening to that. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, right there. Boom. Here comes Molly walking down here. And you see how they had the spotlight on her? I think that they use that to show the grand jury just like that. And the issue I'm having here is if we count the seconds, so why does Molly look like that she's looking towards and being almost like in the intersection here, that she's like waiting for somebody to like come right here? I slowed it down a lot. It makes more sense that Molly didn't know where she was if she didn't pull in the driveway. So then let's see, 3:52, 34. Why would Molly? So there's a car back there again. They're saying it's just back there, just going back and forth. We see some headlights here. And here's now, this is the vehicle that Payne is saying it is not a tan sedan. And instead, we think it's a light colored SUV. Well, remember they had like a geofence, so I don't know. Okay, so there's a car coming back. We just saw it's coming back towards Taylor. I just can't imagine that Molly's not texting or calling the person with the app to say, "Hey, I'm here. Like, where are you?" And that she thinks someone's ducking. Like, what's Molly doing? What's Molly doing? She walked away at 3:51 and 51 seconds. I'd love to see 3:20. What's Molly up to? Oh, here we go. Right there. Okay. Why does the lighting change? Watch this. Watch over here to your left. All the way left of the screen. See that? See that on the left of your screen? How it just went like really dark. You guys see that over here to the left of the screen? I'm gonna show you. Do you guys remember when I went and got the body cam footage from the house? It's not this house, but the house to the left of it. Um, and they called in. They were like, "Dude, we think people were dressing up as cops. You don't know if these people are real cops. They were in my fucking house. Like they were in like the carport area, like looking all around. Remember that? Okay. Well, that house, I don't know if they ended up getting cameras after the fact, but is that because there was a light on there and then all of a sudden, like, why would it do that? Okay, so Molly and are that person. All right, I'm going to be fucking completely straight with you guys. This car looks like somebody that is making rounds to try to like that they're like that they're getting things from this person. That they're like in college, my roommates, hey, yeah, do you Teddy's gonna swing by. I don't smoke weed, so I was like, yeah, I'm not getting I don't anybody want anything from Teddy? You guys do understand that her car has never come from watching any of this. It doesn't ever come from up top to come back down around and like now pull back into the driveway. When does she do that? If I'm watching and paying attention to the lights on the house and the trees. Oh, fuck yeah. Hold on. Why would you ever put your logo up there where we need it to be? Like nothing there. Okay, let's take a look here. So for the record here, we have no idea if Molly and the person that was driving the vehicle switched positions, right? That's correct, right? Molly's vehicle, Molly, this vehicle, and that vehicle driver, they're both in the back at the same time. Correct, right? Okay, just making sure. Molly was stalling. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. Lost my ass. Okay, so if we back up right here. We got the car coming back at 4 here. I want to make sure. Okay, pay attention right at 350, 359. Look over here all the way to the left, and you're going to start seeing little flashes. Right now. Now again, now it's that car's coming back. But the fuck are they doing? Yeah. Right there. Okay. Now, fucking A. Okay. Pay attention when Molly leaves, or this vehicle leaves. Fuck saying this is Molly. Right. Boom, it's all just black. See how it just gets black all right away? Versus like there would still be like, I mean, we know that vehicle does not go left. Okay. And I want to go check out this other car when it leaves. 352. Okay. See all that stuff you can still see? Fuck yes, I'm right. Suck a dick. Woo! Fuck yes. Watch this one more time. Watch this car as it's going. It keeps its lights on, okay? Watch how you can still see the lights on the car. See how you can still see them after the car's out of the way? You can still see that fucking reflected in that movement. When Molly turns or whatever, who's ever in that car goes around the bend, they shut their fucking lights off. Fuck yes. Fuck. There you go. Watch it again. I saw what I saw. It's right there in our fucking faces. If you're just driving out, you should have your lights on, right? Look at lights are on. This is the 353 car. Lights are on. And you can still see after the car, you can still see the movement. Now, watch motherfucking Molly's car leave. Got you, pricks. Come to mama bear. Come on. Ready? Here we go. Boom. Black as fuck. Damn, baby. I'm going to leave you guys I'll leave you guys there. Sayonara. Sayonara. Peace out, motherfuckers. And then remember I told you guys to go look at 420 in 3 seconds. 420 in 3 seconds on this clip. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a somebody open up like a door and it illuminates like light would. And like they're yeah. Peace, deuces. Catch me on the flip side. Might drop that out. Catch me when I come off tour.